Hey everyone, Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi. Today I will show you how to cook a tender, rich, flavor-packed pork curry. I have used boneless pork shoulder that has been cut into bite-sized pieces. In it, I added 2 heaped tablespoons of plain unflavored yogurt and mixed very well. The yogurt tenderizes the meat and it breaks down those tough muscle fibers. So marinating the meat with an acidic medium like lemon juice, vinegar or yogurt is a very important step whenever it comes to pork. You can follow this same recipe using lamb or goat. I marinated it just for an hour, but marinating overnight in the fridge will be even better. Next we will be making a dry masala blend. In a spice or coffee grinder, add about 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, a tablespoon of black peppercorns, 2 blades of mace. If you do not have whole mace like this, you can also use half a teaspoon of ground mace or nutmeg. Then 5 black cardamoms, which brings in a smoky flavor, 5 green cardamoms. If you do not have black cardamoms, do not worry. Add 4 more green cardamoms, then 5 cloves. I will grind all these to a fine powder, and after grinding, it should look like this. Heat 2 tablespoons of oil in a pot over medium heat. Add roughly sliced onions and fry them on medium heat till they turn golden brown in color. Then take them out into a bowl and allow it to cool down completely. Add 2 more tablespoons of oil in the pot on medium-high heat. Add a dry bay leaf and then the pork. I also added a cinnamon stick. Now fry the meat on medium-high heat till all the water that comes out from the meat dries up and the meat gets well fried. In the meantime, add the fried onions to a blender. Remember, my friends, to blend them once they cool down completely, or else it can damage your blender. Hot onions in a blender may blow its lid, literally. I also added a handful of coriander leaves, ginger, and a good amount of garlic. Blend it using first the pulse function of your blender. Now I need a total of a cup of plain unflavored yogurt for this recipe. From that I took 2 heaped tablespoons of yogurt and added to the blender jar. Blend everything to a smooth paste. And our smooth wet masala is all done. Okay, so the meat has been well fried. All that water has dried up, so the wet masala goes in. I added a few tablespoons of water to my blender jar to get all that masala goodness till the last drop. Mix well, and since the bubbles were bursting out, I covered the pot with a splatter screen. And if you do not have a splatter screen, just partially cover the pot with a lid. Keep it on medium-low heat for a few minutes. In the meantime, stir the yogurt very well. Remember to take out the yogurt from the refrigerator at least 30 minutes before it hits that hot pan. Cold yogurt in a hot pan, boom, it splits, and the whole thing will look somewhat like a science experiment. Stir the yogurt very well to get a smooth texture. All these steps will prevent all that dairy splitting drama. Next, add about 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chilli powder and 1 teaspoon of sweet paprika to get that color. Then a teaspoon of turmeric powder and then add the yogurt. Immediately after adding the yogurt, mix very well. Once everything gets well mixed, add salt to taste. From now on, I will not be mentioning the amount of salt. You are the boss of your salt and I will leave that totally up to you. Then I added 2 tablespoons of the dry masala that was made earlier. Save the rest, store it like a treasure, and use it in any chicken or lamb curry in place of garam masala powder. I also added a teaspoon of sugar to balance the flavors, but sugar is optional. Cover again on low heat for about 3 minutes. I again added another teaspoon of sweet paprika as I felt the need to add more color to the dish, but you can also use Kashmiri red chili powder. And finally, a teaspoon of my homemade ghee. You can totally skip ghee, but it brings in so much flavor. Next, I added just a splash of water and a few baby potatoes. Now, my friends, potatoes are totally optional. See, not everything in life is a hard rule. If you do not like, do not add it. This is your curry, your kitchen, and I'm just here to steer the ship. Okay, finally add 3 cups of hot water. Now I will be pressure cooking this. You can also transfer this to a slow cooker and cook it on low for 8 to 10 hours. It comes out really good when cooked in a slow cooker. In a pressure cooker, first allow the pressure cooker to come to a full pressure on medium-high heat. Then lower the heat to very low and pressure cook it for 50 minutes. If using an instant pot, pressure cook it on high for 60 minutes, but add 4 cups of water instead of 3 if using an instant pot. Once pressure cooking done, switch off heat and allow all the pressure to be released naturally, and after that open the lid of your cooker. And oh my goodness, look at that color and gorgeousness. Remove the cinnamon stick and bay leaf at this point. I added another half a cup of hot water as the gravy was looking too thick. The meat has turned super tender and it will melt in your mouth. Do a taste test and adjust the seasonings if required. Finish the dish by adding a good amount of chopped coriander leaves, some whole green chilies, and a teaspoon of lemon or lime juice for that freshness. Serve this with hot steamed rice or naan along with a salad, and you are going to love it. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.